Education is the backbone of every community, and Fairfield is fortunate to have Fairfield City Schools and Butler Tech guiding the development of our community's future workforce. Every day, these institutions enlighten thousands of students, both youth and adults, with new knowledge, new ideas, and new perspectives that open doors for their future. COVID-19 changed the face of education in an instant, but our schools quickly adapted over and over again during 2020 to ensure our students did not miss a beat.
With COVID-19, and I know that most of the districts had to go through this process as well, pretty much the start of the school year and all aspects of the beginning of a school year, we had to make changes and adaptations, from lunch schedules to bus arrivals to student seating to student schedules to teacher schedules. Pretty much all aspects of what is a typical traditional school year had to be reviewed and had to be analyzed. And so with that being said, I think one of the things that we learned really early was to make sure that we were flexible in our schedules and that we were creating opportunities for students to make sure that they had enough lab time, which is really a primary focus for Butler Tech, that they were able to be in their career tech education labs and that they were able to have as much time in the lab working with their career tech education teachers. And so academics ended up being more online, and when our students, when we ended up going to 50% capacity in our buildings, we wanted to make sure they had as much career tech education time in their labs, and then their academics ended up being online.
Well, when COVID-19 caught us all by surprise back in March, one of the first things that we did was get together with our administrative team across the district for several hours and just have some conversation about what we knew, what we felt like, what should be some of our priorities for our students, what do they need most from us. And of course, I often say that there is no manual for COVID-19. For some families, that meant that we would focus in on meals for our students and our families. For others, it was all about bringing them in and allowing them to pick up assignments. It was all about providing laptops. There were just a number of things that we did in our mind that in order to meet them where they were.
Well, the future of Butler Tech is really bright. We're excited to see our teachers and our students and our community members adapting to the recent changes that have been made as a result of COVID. What we do know and what we've seen is that the flexibility that we've experienced in our schedules and providing students opportunities for synchronous and asynchronous learning. It's provided flexibility for students to have work-based experiences. And we've also seen that seat time doesn't necessarily mean learning. And so competency-based education is going to be something that is going to continue to grow at Butler Tech. We want students to be able to know that they have the competencies and skills that our businesses and our communities are asking that they have in order to enter the workforce. And we know that competency-based learning is a direction that we're heading here at Butler Tech.
So I often get asked the question about what does the future look like for Fairfield City Schools in terms of COVID-19. And I wish I had an answer to that question. So for example, second semester begins early January, and we don't know what things will look like in January. When we began the year under a hybrid model, we shared with our community that we would make a decision about second quarter about halfway through the first quarter. But the bottom line was that we told our community that we would re-examine our model of instruction. And we did that about 5 or 6 weeks into the first quarter and decided to offer to go back to a traditional model of instruction, that 5-day face-to-face model. At the same time, we also continued to offer a virtual learning program for all of our students and families, for those families who weren't quite ready to send their child back to school in a 5-day face-to-face model.
Fairfield's businesses cannot be successful without good workforce. Fortunately, our schools are consistently innovating to revolutionize education and help students prepare to enter the workforce. The Fairfield Chamber of Commerce values our partnership with Butler Tech and Fairfield City Schools. We know that the close relationship between the education and business community that exists in Fairfield simply does not exist in every community. Here in Fairfield, however, we are thriving together.
The Fairfield Chamber of Commerce works each day to be a voice for the businesses in our community. We support our roughly 500 members through marketing, promotion, advocacy, networking, and individualized support. This work is made possible by our generous sustaining sponsors, which include Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital, City of Fairfield, Butler Tech, Jungle Gym's Oscar Event Center, Telhio Credit Union, Fifth Third Bank, First Financial Bank, PNC Bank, Primary Health Solutions, Cox First Media, Hunter Consulting, Ray St. Clair Roofing, Receptions Conference Center, and Spectrum Reach.